Wrap it up. What I like to,
the good old days.
Good old days, yes. What I really like to say is, I want to thank everybody for coming out. We put this gathering together, and we always said, our bunker boys would always say, how cool would it be to have Uncle Vinny here on our property or in our bunker? So we put it together. I want to thank you, Chief Dunn. You've saved so many lives through your books, Collapse of Burning Buildings. We've all read it. You're a wonderful man. You got Jack Murphy. You got Dick Berry. You got everybody here. You got your driver, Bill. Bill. I mean, God bless. Listen, God bless you all. This is the greatest fraternity in the world, and if we don't take care of each other, all is lost. So, Chief, I'd like you just to say a few words, because these guys come out for you, and just some words of wisdom.
Well, like the guys always say, how did you and Charlie get together? What's the connection here? He was an internet buddy. I never met this guy. We're online. He's going through a tragedy about 2018, splitting with his family. My wife is dying. We get on the internet, and now we're commiserating. And what we come up with, well, we have one thing that's the salvation. It's the fire service. He says, yes. So he got into the fire service. And then after my wife died, I was always in the fire, but then I got into it in spades. So this is our salvation. Family, we have a first family with our wives and kids, but this is our second family. And that's the answer to how Charlie and I got together, just on the internet. And then the seminars, and of course, then he's like, my wife used to say, you have an obsessive compulsive tendency, like disorder, she used to say, but I say tendency, I like that word. Well, this man has obsessive compulsive tendencies too. I mean, I see this backyard filled with years. What the hell is going on? And what makes him, put up with all of us? That's a gift. How he can put up with us, and you guys always did. He's at the retirement parties. He's at the birthday parties. He's got his backyard parties. He's got the seminars. The man does everything. So that's it. And so that's how Charlie and I got together. We're both crazy.
I think at the end of the day, we'd always say this: from the bunker to the backyard. And there's guys that are sitting here, Uncle Lenny, Joey, my brother Tommy. We'd always say, if somebody makes it and it gets acknowledged, then we take the ride together. There are guys that only would like to share a man like that with themselves. I take this man and I nurture our friendship. Jack Murphy, all of these guys. You got the director of the Division of Fire and Safety, Rich McCutsky, a friend of mine for years. And there's so many of you. So I was happy that we were able to put this together. And Chief Avillo, bringing up the driver. Actually, the driver, you broke him in, right, Bill?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I got it from him.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going to pick your brain. But anyway, I want to thank Larry for coming out and documenting it. I want to thank Ron Jeffers. I mean, there's nothing more to say about Ron, just the greatest of all times. And Pete Danzo for bringing your apparatus. Thank you. And anyway, we still got some time. Chief Dunn will be leaving about 4 o'clock. So Uncle Vinny, at about 3 o'clock, we got a birthday cake for you. And if Dick Berry is still there, today's Dick Berry's birthday.
Happy birthday! Him.
Yeah.
So,
it's a flank attack with the candles.
So retired Lieutenant Coyman, Uncle Lenny, has a little gift for you to step forward.
We got that for you. Okay. And we got some of these for you. Some collector coins.
Christ, thank you. Should I open it?
Sure, why not? Oh. Look at his eyes light up. We'll dump them right in there for you, Chief. Happy birthday.
Thank you, everybody.
Special glass.
It's a great
I know which
compliment.
one that is.
It's a great compliment.
The challenge.
You know, you think
light up.
it's
Up, guys.
but it's just a great compliment that, you know, when guys come to get together, there's for Dick and myself and Jack here. But the other thing I want to say, you know, we all talk about leadership. I notice that's a hot topic. And, you know, we're all leaders in this backyard. This guy is the leader of leaders. You know, when you really think about it, he is leading us all around. So, you know, he is a leader of leaders. You know? So that's all. You know, so watch him. You know, if you got new guys who say, how do you become a leader? Keep your eye on this guy. He's got something. I don't know what it is. But this,
I think the bottom line is this. I'm only as good as you guys that are standing with me.
well, that's true.
Empathy, I lead with empathy and compassion. And if you don't lead with empathy and compassion, and everybody there was a lot of chiefs that are in this room, in this backyard today, that understood empathy and compassion. And as Chief Dennis O'Neill said, in 1989, he read a book called Collapse of Burning Buildings. And not too long after that, he stood in front of a building in Jersey City, and he looked at the cues that building wasn't right. And he ordered everybody out of that building. And within about 30 seconds to a minute, the building collapsed. If that man didn't write that book, Chief O'Neill wouldn't have had that information, and probably brothers in Jersey City would have died. So that's just one of the things. And to pay this man homage, I mean, a lifetime of information. And the brothers in New Jersey, we know how to get it done. And you have 35, 40 guys here today to honor you, and we're thankful, and God bless you.
You know, let me tell you about that book. I didn't sit down and write that book. I said to myself, you know, there's something about collapse. And I would go to firehouses, and I would go, and I'd say, get the guys in the kitchen, we'll talk. I said, do you ever have a collapse? Oh, yeah, Chief. We're in an alleyway one day, and the barrel wall blew down. I'd go to another place. You ever have a fire? Ever have a collapse? Yeah, oh, yeah. We were in this building, and the floor was kicked. I got all those stories from firefighters. That was not my doing. So I said, how come we haven't addressed this collapse problem? Everybody had a story. So that's all. So it was a compilation of the fire service, things that you guys had, and that guy from Jersey or Patterson, when the fire escaped, he's in that book. You know, when that fire escape peeled off the building, 3-story frame. That was a Jersey firefighter. And
That was Hoboken.
so that was they were stories from Jersey, Connecticut. They got Connecticut. That was that part, and New York. So it really was a tri-state effort of stories and things put together.
And you put, and you know, we got two chiefs here retired, and they brought their sons here. Chief Vandervoort from Patterson, and we have Chief McCarthy from Clifton. They wanted to bring their sons to meet you. So today was a very special day for all of us, and you know, we can continue with this, but it was good. It was a very positive thing, and again, the chief has got 2 more books coming out. Chief, right on the horizon.
Lord willing.
Yes, Lord willing. And
Need a bigger table to sign them.
and I just like to say, just for a moment, we talked about this. We just lost a bunker boy, Richie Carvalho. He died suddenly. He had a stroke, and then his family had to take him off life support. But he would have been here today, and his picture is adorned right there in the bar area. So we just like to say, Rich, we're thinking about you today. I know you would have been. I know you would have been here. So for Richie, God bless you, Rich. And I guess on with the show, Chief. We have if everybody signed the card for the chief, and we have a little gift towards the end of the day. But thank you, sir.
Charlie,
Thank you. Thank you.
Charlie, thank you. Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you. God bless you.
I go in the back, I look up there, you know, they've got a big drill field where the trucks are. This is the Silk Stocking Armory. It's on 76th Street to 77th Street from Madison to Lexington Avenue. Whole block. And it's got big unsupported, big steel unprotected trusses, 150 feet wide, A-frame roof. So I know the place. So now I'm in the firehouse, the second line, all hands. The armory, holy Jesus, that's a trust room. So I shoot up there, so I get there to 10th Battalion, Bob, shoot. Papa, how you got? We got to knock down it with the roof. I lit the roof, doing repairs. So I said, oh, great, good. So I said, let me go take a look inside. I take a look at 3 boats, line up from Lexington Avenue, 2 big open doors. I go inside, there's a tower, fully extended to the other side. I said, what the fuck is this? I said, line 13, come on, I want to talk to you. So I said, what the fuck, you got this towel out of here? It's crazy. He says, Chief, calm down. He says, we got here, the underside of the roof was burning. He said, I come down Lexington Avenue, I drink here on St. Patty's Day. I knew the doors was there, and I knew the doors were open. I told the chauffeur, bring the brig in. So now he says to me, let me ask you, Chief, you had a hose line here. Could you put that fire out up around this little hole? And now I said, right. He had a 100-foot towel ladder up there. The only way you could put that out. So I said, holy shit. So then I go out to 10th Battalion, put them in for unit citation. 13 truck or 44 region. But wow. And then when I had my retirement party, I have it in the armory, and I made. Before they give a speech, Chief, but before I do anything, I want Lieutenant Robinson to stand up. We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Lieutenant Robinson and that crazy actor bringing a towel out. I tell the story. And he was,
Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Uncle Vinny. Happy birthday to you. So let me go get a knife and we'll cut the cake. Young man,
Tuberculosis choir.
Tuberculosis, you got that right.
Not the cheese. The cake. The cake, not the cheese.
Doc, relax. Good night. God bless. Uncle Vinny, God bless you.
How do we want to do this?
Yes.
Cuz I want the flower in the top there.
Make a wish, Uncle Vinny.
Down the middle. 88 more years.
I'll take one more year, okay? One more year.
88 more books.
There's no more.
See you next year.
So how do we do this?
Just cut it, Dad. Just make a nice cut, Uncle Vinny, like make a 4x4.
Straight. Do a different cut. I want the perfect cut.
Right. All right, young bloods.
Perfect. I'm not moving.
What do we do?
The first cut is the deepest.
All right.
He ain't big corner right there.
Okay. All right. All right. So listen, young blood, step forward. You guys are gonna cut the cake. Uncle Vinny gets the first piece. Let me get some plates. Yes, right up by the coffee. Okay, Chief Dunn, thanks to Glenn Kleiman. He gave you a nice bottle
Nice meeting you. Good luck on the job. Thank you.
booze to take back to Queens, and I'm sure you'll enjoy that. But as a token, just a little something for us. Once the weather gets a little cooler, we'd like to present you with a nice golf jacket. We didn't go with Uncle Vinny because in case you're out there in the public, we only know you as Uncle Vinny. So this is just part of the gifts, and there's a card in there, and we thank you. We thank you again. Your ride will be here at 1,500 hours. Bill, you're not driving them. You're not driving them. We have stuff off the hook.
He's too dangerous. He's too dangerous.
Okay, so now the helmet. The helmet. Okay. So again, could you imagine if this helmet could talk? The stories it could tell? And again, thank you so much for coming over.
Hey, let's go. Hey, you go. Wait a minute. Leave it on. I got my phone. All right.
Listen, of course it still fits.
Chief.
All right, no, look this way. Look this way. Thank you. Nice.
I think you made many firefighters here very happy today.
They made me very happy during my entire career, those firefighters. Put out all those fires.
Yes.
So, guys like you know, I was standing on your shoulders all those years. You know, the firefighters, company officers, the battalion chiefs, they make the deputies look good. So that's the real secret. You know, we're all standing on the shoulders of the giants that went before us, and it's you guys, the fires. We all know that.
So, Chief, give us a prelude of this next book on the...
Okay. Well, you know, Glenn and I were just talking about this. The name of the book is Life. We haven't gotten it down. It's Life or Death Decisions on the Battle Space. Now, there's a big controversy. People are saying to me, are you trying to make firefighters risk averse? No. I know firefighters are risk takers. It's inherent in the job. We take risks. That's our business. You can't stop being risk takers. But what we want to make firefighters is risk aware. That's all. Glenn Corbett and myself, he's talking about buildings, I'm talking about firefighters. We want to specify when you're making a life or death decision, because we want to make you aware. We don't want to make you risk averse. That's the last thing we want to do. We need risk takers, and firefighters are risk takers. But we want everybody to know what those life or death decisions are when you make it, and you make them every day. That's all. So that's what's going on.
So that next book will be on the horizon. You're going to work with Professor Corbett.
I'm always working with him.
Yes, Professor Corbett, and it's an honor to have you here with us. And again, everybody's read your books. That's smart.
Attended his courses.
A gentleman.
Yeah. Should have been the New York City Fire Commissioner
Yes.
after 9/11. The only guy that spoke out for firefighters after 9/11. Everybody was hiding but this guy. And so they missed the boat when they didn't make him the fire commissioner. But they deserved it. Nobody knew what the hell happened except Glenn, and he told everybody. And he had the balls to get up there and speak it out. And I was shocked that there were engineers, there were architects talking, there were no fire chiefs talking. Glenn Corbett got up there.
This is the guy that got up with us here.
I was his assistant. He led the way like I did. I was right behind him, but he was the face piece of New York City after 9/11. Him and Sally Reagan, lost a son in the first tower. So I great admiration for Glenn Corbett.
He's, we were very blessed, and our stock, I have to tell you, Chief, our stock went up tremendously, and we're not, we're not naive. When you come into the Chiefs Association and you lent your good name, you were a marquee. You were a marquee, and you had Chief Avillo, you had Chief Dennis O'Neill, you had Glenn Corbett, you had all of these guys. These guys right here, for the most part, are all blue-collar leaders. Although they wear white shirts, they're blue-collar leaders. And we're all in here, we're all in the kind of the trenches together. Jack Murphy, he just did a book. It took 7 years probably of their lives to try to educate. You marry up your two books with the High Rise and Jack's book, and there's a good bunch of guys here and gals here that are together today. And we hope to do some more work together. We just picked up Tom Dunn, D-U-N-N-E, who was the chief up in the 7th Division. He's going to lend some information to us. Frank Montagna.
Oh man, there's a guy, that book,
Frank.
Routine Emergency. Nobody ever wrote a book like that. That's what we do now most of the time, emergency work. That's the greatest book I've ever read. I keep telling Frank, rewrite the book. Somebody should read it, write it for him.
Yes.
Routine emergency work. Oil burners, gas leaks, electrical. That's what we do. They're life and death. Emergency. Now, he's got a great book. Frank Montagna.
And his lady behind the scenes is Ann Neville, his cousin, who's been doing the editing for him and make sure that everything gets out properly.
Firefighter.
And it's just a wonderful day. I'm glad that you guys and gals come out and absorb this energy here. It was a little bit of work, but for this man, he'll go back to Queens, and I'm sure that he'll write something positive about the New Jersey Deputy Fire Chiefs Association and the New Jersey Fire Service.
This guy, there's nobody does what Charlie Zeke, Smokey does with the deputy and the guy himself. There's nobody doing that. Nobody here does what this guy does. So you got to admire him and his Facebook page and his organization page and his backyard here and all the events he attends. Where does he get the energy from? That's a special guy. He's the guy we should be celebrating.
Listen, these guys and gals, thank you. Thank you about, we built this organization back up in the last 8 years, and it's been good, and we hope that we're able to ride. I'd just like to congratulate Chief Ken Enberger. Excuse me, I'm a little confused. I screw up last names, but he just retired from the Paramus Police Department. As chief of the department. So congratulate John Tabor, another good guy. He just invented the rice applicator, which is going to help cool down electric vehicles. And he named it after out of these two gentlemen, you want to just talk about their love of service. The name, the Rice applicator, was named after Lieutenant Tim Rice, who passed away at 42 years of age to cancer. And these men thought enough of him to sit down and put it to paper, and I discussed this with him, so his name will live on in the fire service. So again, there's a couple of items out there, but Hackensack Fire Department, I know, thanks you, and thank you for thinking of that young man that is gone. Okay, thank you. And Chief, again, your ride should be here shortly, and don't worry about the helmet. I'll make sure it gets back to you.
Chief, I got one thing to add for you. Thank you for inviting everybody today. You did a fantastic job for Chief Dunn and getting everybody together. But I just want to make a point. You have a two-county house. You have a Hudson County and Bergen County house. From the street to here, it's all stone, not a stitch of grass. From there to there is the Bergen County house with the swimming pool and all the grass. So you got to run a lawnmower in your Bergen County house. Okay?
I do have I have a master stream going in the pool. Hook that up. And Uncle Lenny, I just want to say something. Please do not draft out of my pool because I just got a bill for $200 from the water company. Okay. Thank you. It ain't my bill. All right, thank you. All right, guys and gals, thank you.